Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a clean my home with me. As you can see, this is the living room right now where we're going to start today, and it is a hot mess. I have clothes out drying, things all over the floor, and my table is a mess. So let's get ready to clean my house. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed and let's go. The first thing I like to do when tidying my house, and this is a routine I do probably every other day, is to just tidy away clutter. If I have clutter around the house, I don't feel okay. It kind of needs to go. So at the moment I'm removing all the clutter and all my birthday cards. And once they are away, I can start actually cleaning. The first thing I do start with is brushing all the food crumbs from my dining table with this bamboo sweep and dustpan. Then I grab my homemade Soflora spray. This basically just has 1 part water and 3 parts Soflora. This is just so good for getting rid of all those germs and lurgies left over from our dinners and breakfasts the day before. Honestly, I don't know how I would survive without microfiber cloths. I'm now going over it with a microfiber cloth, and this buffs the table and it smells so good after the Soflora. Then I will decorate it with a nice candle and some flowers. Moving on to the main living area, my first priority again is just clearing away all the clutter left over from the day before. I then give the cushions a massive pat and just kind of thicken them out, get rid of any dust that's laying in there. The room immediately looks better with a nice clean and organised sofa. Now I will go over my wooden nest of tables with some furniture polish. To be honest, I do this maybe once a week. It's not an everyday occurrence and it just leaves it nice and shiny and smelling nice. On normal occasions, I will spray my sofa with this fabric refreshener from Astonish. Now, just as I was going to do that, my cat went and slept on the sofa, so obviously I can't do that now. Moving on to my TV unit, I like to just keep this nice and organised, and again we'll polish it maybe once a week just to keep it smelling fresh, no dust, looking good. As it's white, it tends to show up anything and everything, so I really do have to keep on top of this. A nice organised living room which only took me 10 minutes max. Now I'm moving on to the kitchen. The kitchen looks like an elephant has ran backwards throughout the whole room. Now I don't know why it's so messy. I think because the night before when you make dinner you just can't be bothered to tidy up sometimes. But the first thing first with the kitchen, as always, I like to just clear the sides and just get everything put away in the cupboards just so I can organise and get cleaning. So I'm quite lucky because I do have a dishwasher, but some things that I own are hand wash only, so I will fill the sink with warm water and leave them to soak while I clean the rest of the kitchen. And here is my wonderful Magnum Aldi Fairy Up Liquid. This stuff is so good and it smells fab. So as this was a Monday morning when I was filming, I did actually have leftover bread from the weekend, which I always break up and throw out for the birds. I tend to never ever waste bread. If it's not going in my tummy, it's going to go in a bird's tummy. Before bleaching and washing down the sides, again I like to sweep all the crumbs away with my bamboo sweeper. So now the kitchen sides are all cleared, I can actually get to cleaning them. So I'm using different products today. I always switch up my products depending on my mood, I think. And today's products I'm using the Flash Kitchen Cleaner, Tesco Bleach Spray and an Eco Cover All-Purpose Cleaner. For my electrical hob, I tend to spray Flash on top and then I will use a little bit of the Tesco bleach on the really tough, grimy areas. And a little tip for you, turn on your hobs, let it get hot because that really helps shift that grime. Whilst I leave the products on the hob just to work their magic so it's easier to clean, I will make up a hot bowl of E-Cover All-Purpose Cleaner. And I will use this to kind of go over all of my kitchen sides just to get rid of any germs or lurgies again. I do use a little bit of Flash spray on food that has kind of fallen on the sides and stayed there. Because I left the hob to get warm and I left the products on there, it is an absolute doddle to clean now. So I give it a good scrub with a scrub basically, and once I've scrubbed it all in and kept adding water to it, I will then wipe it all down with a microfiber cloth because that really buffs it up and it makes it shiny. Okay, now I've cleaned all the kitchen surfaces, I will go over them all with some Zoflora because this really just gets rid of any germs. It makes my kitchen smell nice for the entire day and I just like the shine it leaves behind. The last thing I like to tackle in the kitchen area is my sink. So my sink area gets really cluttered and there's lots of splashback and I really don't like water stains. So I tend to get rid of all the clutter there first and then give it a really good rinse down, maybe with some bleach but definitely some Zoflora, and just make sure the sink, the tap and the surrounding area is looking clean. As I've pretty much done the dishes for the day, I just leave a little bit of Zoflora to soak in the sink. This just gets rid of all the germs that lurk around your plug hole and also leaves the room smelling wonderful, and actually it smells lovely in my whole house because of that. Okay, now it is time to work on the bedroom. I know it looks super duper messy right now, but there's not too much that needs doing. I tend to do this routine every morning and it's just basically organising everything away. It's actually a lot harder than it looks with a big fat cat who refuses to move from the bed. If there's one thing I love doing when I'm cleaning is opening the windows and getting some fresh air into the room. It makes such a difference. I will now work on clearing the bedside tables and giving them a quick dust over. Again, I don't do this every day because it just simply doesn't need it, but I will do it every few days and it just really makes a difference. By the way, the duster I'm using is another bamboo duster and it is probably the best one I've ever owned. In another part of my bedroom, I have a dresser area, so this can get really cluttered. We tend to take clothes off and just throw them around anywhere the night before, so I'm organising the clothes away. Again, just getting rid of clutter before I can dust over the surfaces. Moving on to the bathroom, this has to be my least favourite room of the whole house, and honestly I can't wait till I move house because one of my priorities is having a nice bathroom, but I'm going to make do with what I've got. So the first thing I have to do is just clear away the clothes in the bathroom that are there from the nights before, sitting on the floor. Once those are cleared away, I can get on with bleaching the sinks, sorting the towels, and bleaching that toilet. Mrs. Hinch taught me to add some Sephora into my toilet brush, and let me tell you, it is a game changer. I now feel better when I'm scrubbing the toilet because I know it's got disinfectant on it. Okay guys, so this was my quick speed clean your house with me. This is actually a really easy routine and I do it probably every other day. I mean, ain't nobody got time to do this every day, but I will finish it off with a hoover, grab a cup of tea and sit down on the sofa. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, I upload 3 times every single week and I will see you again very, very soon. Mwah. Love you!